Okay guys, haven't done a video in a while, and what's prompting me to do this one, let's see if I can adjust this a little better. Get this in the view here. What's prompting me to do this video is I did a video way back, a couple of years back, on my Walther PPK. And the gun is now made in Arkansas, and it doesn't come with these grips. And these grips, you cannot buy them anywhere on the internet. There is a company, Altamont, that makes wooden grips, but these are in fact the original plastic grips that I've painted. And what prompted me to make this video is that since I've made that video, I've had 26 emails sent to me requesting me to send directions on how to make the grips. How did I paint them? I've kind of like tried to replicate the World War II era look of this gun. If you notice, I took the finish off of the barrel that peeks out of the ejection port here. And I also tried to replicate the Bakelite brown plastic grips with the marble black look, as you can see. So what I decided to do with this video is try to just give an explanation to you what I did, how I did it, what I used, so that you know, instead of me having to send emails with the directions and everything and pictures that your people have requested, I'm just going to do this. So what I did was, the first thing you should do is you should go to Walther and buy an extra set of the plastic grips so that you can use those on your gun while the ones that you're working on are curing properly and the paint is hardening. These are about, I don't know, 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. I've carried this gun. You can see it's held up pretty well. I think they look pretty good. So what you do is you take the black plastic grips that come with the gun and you use a Scotch-Brite pad, a Scotch-Brite, one of those polyester pads, and you kind of like scuff up the black plastic grips so that you take the initial shine off of all of it. You want the paint to be able to adhere well to it. After you get it scuffed up good, where it's evenly, and you don't have to go hard on it, you just have to take the shine off the black plastic. And after you've done that, wash the grips with soap and water, dry them, make sure you dry them, use a hair dryer, use something, dry them off good, let them sit for a couple hours until there's absolutely no moisture on those grips whatsoever. Then you have to find a plastic paint, a spray can of plastic paint. I used Krylon, C-R-Y-L-O-N. You can pick the color brown that you like. There's only a few choices in the Krylon. I think I chose Kona Brown. And you can look at, there's other ones. There's like a leather color brown ones. And I initially started out with the leather, and I didn't like it. So I started the whole process all over again. But I'm actually satisfied with this color. And what you do is you use something to plug up the hole, because the grips are going to be taken apart. And you want to mount the grips by taking a piece of double-edged tape, something like this, where it's sticky. I used 2 shot glasses, and I put this on top of the upside-down shot glass, and then I stuck the grip on top of it so that I wouldn't have to touch the grips anymore. And I put very light coats. Very light coat the first time, let it dry for 45 minutes. Then go back and put another light coat, let it dry for 45 minutes. I did that 3 or 4 times until I got a consistent brown color. Now you want to make sure that the paint you get is high gloss. Okay? And I did that maybe 3 or 4 times until I got a consistent coverage of the brown on the grips. Make sure you get all the parts. And then you let them sit for a week. Don't touch the shot glasses. Don't touch the grips that are sitting on top of the shot glasses. Move the shot glasses inside your house you know, where there's air conditioning or climate control, and just sit them somewhere and don't touch them. Don't touch them. If you touch them before the paint is completely cured, you're going to get a dull mark, like a fingerprint smudge or something. Don't touch them. Just let them cure. It may take a week. After you let them cure, you use the same type of paint, Krylon, and you want to get a high gloss black. Spray a little bit inside of a bottle cap, and with a craft brush, one of those little tiny brushes that has a very tiny thin paintbrush head, you dip just a little bit in there in the black, and you try to just put a few little marks. As you can see, you don't go crazy with the black marks. Okay, this isn't exactly like the ones that came with Walther back during the 40s, 30s, and 40s, but you can see there's no set pattern that you're going to follow. You don't want to put a lot. You only need a little bit to create the effect. And then you put that paint on there, and then you let that sit for about 5 days until it's completely cured. So when you finally go to the grips to reinstall on the gun, you'll be able to touch them and handle them, and they will not smudge. Okay, and that paint is tough. It's like plastic. One tip I'll give you is when you took the screw hole out before you mounted the grips on top of the shot glasses, plug up the hole. I used a little piece of Play-Doh, rolled it into a little BB size ball and stuck it in there. And because you don't want to hit the threads that are inside there. There's metal threads in there. And you plug it up, and then you paint it. And then when you, after the 5 days, when you're going to get the grips, you just remove that little plug, and your screw will go right into the grips, and there you go. So that's how I did it. Like I said, I took the finish off the barrel so that the gun looks more like the Walther PPK did back in the 40s, 30s, 40s. Because now they just have black. They don't have the brown. They don't sell the brown. The ones that you see online for sale for hundreds of dollars, they don't even fit the new Walther. They're wraparound grips. This is not, these are two-piece. And they don't fit the new Walther. It's not the same frame, so you'll have to make them yourself if you like that look. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions in your comments. I'll answer those, but I'm not sending emails out anymore because it was getting to be a little hectic. All right, thanks for watching, guys.